What's up guys, welcome to another review video. Today we're checking out the massive 9.2 channel, 11 channel processor, 8K MARANTZ SR7015 AV. I've been playing with this for a while now on the low, and in this video I'll be unboxing again, talking about specs and features, and of course take a closer look at the unit itself, fire up the beast, see what it can do, and talk about pros and cons, and finish things off with my thoughts, which I think it's going to spark a few conversations. So let's get into it. Firstly, just want to say a massive thank you to Sydney Hi-Fi and Castle Hill for loaning me this unit for a review vid. Greatly appreciate it guys. In the box we have the remote, two AAA batteries, two Bluetooth Wi-Fi antennas, the power cord of course, the sound calibration microphone with stand, and warranty / manual. This unit retails for about 3,600 Australian dollars or 2,500 US dollars. It measures at 17.3 inches wide by 15.8 with a whopping 7.3 inches in height, weighing in at 31 lbs. It's rated at 125 watts per channel at 8 ohms, 2 channel driven, and boy, when you carry this beast, make sure you have your back brace on. It's packed with the most advanced bass object formats such as Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, Imax Enhanced, and Aura 3D processing, latest HDR formats including HDR10 and HDR10+, Dynamic HDR, Dolby Vision, HLG, and the list goes on. For all you gamers out there, get excited because this unit supports 4K at 120Hz pass-through, which is unreal, but I'm not happy about something. So make sure you stay tuned till the end to find out what that is. Of course, with this price tag, it has the ability to decode pretty much anything up to 24-bit, so you can enjoy your music with the highest resolution audio. Got your latest streaming services including the latest built-in HEOS multi-room sound system, and one of my favorites, voice assistants with Amazon Alexa, Google, and Apple Siri for hands-free enjoyment. The body is made using aluminium, offers a luxurious feel with the illuminated porthole display, build quality is top-notch, and the dual heat perfectly syncs with monolithic amp construction and top-of-the-line parts throughout the chassis, like the laminated power transformer, also known as EI, offering high durability, creating a great first impression. Let's take a closer look at the front of the unit. My first impression was a huge thumbs up, and I really admire the build quality, keeping it classy with the typical MARANTZ look, two knobs on either side, left being your input selector and right being the volume. As we all know, the fact that the small round display has minimal information, MARANTZ has put a second larger display behind a drop down flap, which is also packed with the same controls that you would have on your remote, such as these 4 smart buttons that can be used to store your favorite settings and switch between media players, Blu-ray, and TV audio with effortless ease. Towards the bottom to the right is your auxiliary input connectors, and to the left is a HDMI port, a USB port for playing music or manually updating the software, of course calibration option using the microphone provided in the box, a full-size headphone jack, and then your power button. Let's take a look at the back. Starting from the top, on either side of the unit is the dual diversity Bluetooth Wi-Fi antenna, ensuring stable connection. Then to the left is your digital audio, 2 coax and 2 optical inputs, which I don't recommend using, network port for best hardwire connection, 6 HDMI ports supporting HDCP 2.3 that can pass 4K at 60p, your HDR formats, ALLM, which is automatic low latency mode, VRR, QMS, and QFT. HDMI 7 is the only input supporting 8K and 4K at 120Hz resolution, which can be for things like a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. HDMI output 8K HDCP 2.3 with 3 outputs. Zone 2 can only do 4K. Monitor 1 and 2 are HDMI 2.1 outputs for 4K at 120Hz pass-through up to a total of 40 Gbps. While your main HDMI port being monitor 1 supporting enhanced audio return channel, which I've connected mine to my Hisense TV. We have two 12-volt DC outputs, which is the power on standby trigger connection of other devices, such as external amplifiers or turntables, which can be controlled through linked operation to this unit. Your RS232 connection, IR input, ground screw for turntable input, remote control in and out. This unit also includes a host of legacy inputs like component and composite video in and out, which are assignable, 5 analog inputs, a moving magnet phono input for the vinyl freaks, 7.1 analog input for older devices that have a 7.1 output if you'd like to take advantage of, pre-out section filled with your zone 2 and 3, and then we hit the 11 channel pre-outs. If you're using this AV for preamp mode, this RCA section is for you to connect the external amplifiers. Your power port, and then the bottom line of course is all your speaker outputs. Being a 9-channel AV, you can also stretch that to 11 channel with an additional amplifier for more flexibility. The terminals are of a decent quality and can accept bare wire, spade connectors or banana plugs. The SR7015 comes with the standard MARANTZ remote control. I love the black brushed metal effect with the silver trim. Maybe they should match the color of the amplifier with the controller. What do you guys think? Maybe I'm onto something here. Its large buttons are sensibly laid out, very clear to understand and operate, and features a handy backlight for using it in a darkened room. Overall, very comfortable to hold, and if you have a long thumb like me, winner winner chicken dinner. The MARANTZ SR7015 also uses Odyssey Multi-EQ XT32 for room equalization that comes in a box with the cardboard stand to make calibration super simple. That includes Odyssey low frequency containment, Odyssey dynamic volume, and a sub EQ for seamless integration of two subwoofers, thanks to the editor app used for more detailed tuning, customization of each channel more precisely to the specific problem areas in the room. This app does cost money, and I definitely will be purchasing this when the time comes for my newly built room. Installing this unit was a breeze thanks to the setup assistant, which takes you step by step through the entire process. With clear, simple instructions and the graphical user interface, you can set up this beast in minutes even if you're unfamiliar with multi-channel AV amplifiers. With the SR7015, you can expect delightful musical sounds for any source, including digital streaming, which drives any speaker configuration effortlessly and creates punchy, detailed clarity. When I'm listening, I'm surrounded by even, precise bass by the subwoofer's output that eliminates audible dips and peaks, enhancing bass dispersion efficiently. You can also make this unit compatible with independent integration services easily due to the external IP control capabilities, such as the Control for Automation device that you've seen me talk about in many room tour videos. If you want to have a lag-free and enjoyable gaming experience, this amplifier is definitely on the top of the list, making your experience thoroughly entertaining. If you own a MARANTZ, you know these units are a center of attraction in the home, and not only in terms of watching movies. They look elegant, modern, and they just look badass showing off either in your AV rack or in the open space. Hooking up my Crix Megaphonics LCR speakers with the Volcanic subwoofers was temporarily installed to review this amplifier for you guys, but I'm confident to say it will be just as good in a completed 5, 7, or even 9 channel setup, even when they're driven hard. But I can't comment on the performance of Dolby Atmos and a few other features of this unit just yet, but I'm sure it will be equally impressive. Being a huge fan of MARANTZ, the SR7015 has everything and more that I could ever want. I truly appreciate the quality and pros of what this unit offers, but it is definitely not perfect and has some flaws. Let me explain. Firstly, it doesn't have an analog tuner. I could be wrong, but I think this applies to some countries. That's why this unit is an AV amplifier, not AVR in Australia, which I'm sure it will not be a deal breaker for some. I kind of also expected it to have a built-in Chromecast, which was a little disappointing, but for 50 bucks, that's easily fixed, and I'm sure most of us have other streaming devices to back that up. No MHL input, which is a mobile audio video interface that allows the connection of smartphones. It does not feature Odyssey DSX or DTS Neo X audio formats. The amp also doesn't come with front wide channel support. I think a lot of people will be furious about that. Seems to have a slight HDMI/ARC spotty connection issues. At first, I thought it could be my HDMI cable, but after a few tries with different brands, it was still the same. Of course, I decided to notify MARANTZ about this, which I'm still waiting on a reply, but maybe a possible future firmware update can fix this issue. The remote seems to have to be pointed directly at the unit, which can be a little annoying for some people, and for me, it just doesn't feel right. It feels too light in hand, or maybe I'm just used to my Denon remote. I also noticed the amplifier does produce a decent amount of heat, so I recommend you hooking up an AC infinity fan to cool it down, but it's not super bad like I've seen some other brands. Another fail feature is that there is no way to set up TV speaker output when AV is active. And lastly, one thing that would have been nice, and I'm sure some will agree on this, not sure why they didn't think this through, but you are kind of limited to one HDMI input that supports 8K at 60Hz and 4K at 120Hz. Well, what if you had both of the latest next-gen consoles? Fail. Just saying. Maybe I am being too picky, or maybe it was this individual amplifier, but for the price point, I think it brings a lot to the plate, offering many software options, and I'm quite enjoying the overall experience of this unit. There is definitely a pleasing sense of power and control to the overall soundstage. If you're not into the Aura 3D content, a much more affordable option for you would be the SR7015, which has almost the same features of this unit, but minus the power. If these little flaws are a deal breaker for you, I suggest drag your interest a little longer for the next new release, which can potentially still not be perfected. I think you're always going to get some form of flaw with majority of these and similar brand units. The question really comes down to what kind of flaws and how important are they to your needs. But I did manage to find in-depth tests being done on the internal DAC, white noise, amplifier performance and distortion levels, etc., which was very interesting. And if you guys are keen to check it out, I'll leave the link of the website down in the comment section. Could this potentially be my next upgrade for my Denon 4400H? I guess we'll have to wait and see until the next home theater gets built. Let me know what you guys think of this unit. Is it worth it? And if you have one already, share your experience with myself and the viewers. As always, thank you guys for watching, stay safe, and here's a sneak peek of what's coming up in my next vid. Peace!